Okay, I think I'm live. I'm live. This lighting is terrible. I'll try to adjust a little lighting here. Wow. Okay. Well, so nobody's on yet, but I'm going to talk for the people who will come on later or will watch afterwards. I have several people that always watch afterwards. Jean, my friend Jean, always watches the replay later. So, hello, Jean. I'll say hi to Jean first. So anyway, I have a list today because I got to get through this. I came on a few minutes early just because I have a lot to do. I have to go run out as soon as I get done with the live. I have to run out, get some things done, and come back and do some more work. And someone's waiting on me to get my work done. So I'm going to have to run out quick and get that done and get back um, to work on the computer and get that done. Busy, busy. Anyway, I'm kind of cleaning up my computer desktop while I'm talking. So it shows two people. Don't know who's on, but hello. Hello to two people who's on. So I guess, hey, Patty, cutting up peppers while listening. Awesome. I just done some mushrooms. I dehydrated some mushrooms, and I just this morning got those cut up and put in jarred up. Hey, Dutch off grid. Hadn't seen you in a while. Duncan, Brenda. Hey, Brenda. So Patty, I know that your daughter. I saw where your daughter is out there where the flooding and all is, and the around the Smoky Mountain area there where the flooding and stuff is, and that you were able to, through the Stivers, find out that she's okay and just out of electricity and maybe I can't remember the other thing, but I've been praying for all of that area for all of those people, and so I hate to hear I hate to hear who's out there, anybody that's out there. I'm sure even if they don't have a lot of damage or they're without electricity or anything is hard. So we will keep them in our prayers. Everybody keep them in your prayers. The whole area. It's just devastating. It's just terrible, crazy. And I saw where Patty had put on her Facebook about the a couple of ways you can donate, and I said on there I have donated for several years to the Grindstone Ministry. That is Bear Independent. If anybody watches Bear Independent or knows who I'm talking about, Bear Independent, he helps with that. Or I think he's kind of in charge of that, but he'll say on his channel that that's not him. That's a whole different entity, but he's kind of in charge of it. He's the CEO or something, I think, and he helps with that. And he goes with them. Know when they came to Mayfield, we live really close to Mayfield. Mayfield is in our area, and there was a devastating tornado a few years ago, right close to Christmas, December 10th, had a devastating tornado that just completely destroyed Mayfield. And Grindstone Ministries came and helped with that, and he talked about it on his channel. And that's when I started donating to them and giving a regular monthly donation there. Anyway, so that's a real good one. I know that they do go and do what they say they're doing, and I don't know why I can't scroll up. Okay. Yes, she is out of water, lives on the mountain, and still has electricity, but the town is devastated. Okay, I was thinking she didn't have electricity. Okay. Anyway, that whole area, I'm sure she probably, if her town is devastated, she probably has having a hard time getting things That whole area, I can't imagine. I just can't imagine. I know how Mayfield was, and that was just one town. Of course, there was a couple other towns past Mayfield that got hit too, but not as bad as Mayfield because it was the town, like the whole town. It wasn't in a rural area. It was the whole town. It came right through town and tore up everything. The courthouse, the house, just everything. Everything there was destroyed, and it was just crazy. Anyway, following this storm for 5 days, I don't know what BA storm for 5 days. Mm. Um. So anyway, yeah, prayers for all affected by Helene. We had 6 inches of rain here, which was a lot of rain in that amount of time for us. And our yard was flooded, not like flooded like they've got, but our yard was just soggy, just terrible, and mud. And, and we have a creek that runs behind our house, but it's down in a gully, and it was up pretty high, things like that, which is nothing compared to what they got. But for us, 6 inches of rain in a short amount of time is a lot, but nothing like what is going on out there at all. So we can't complain one bit. We needed the rain, but, too much too fast. Don't know your locations, but you are all don't know your locations, but are you all okay? Okay, I was reading that backwards. Yes, we're here are fine. Everybody here is fine. We're in Western Kentucky, and all of that hit on out in Eastern Tennessee and through there. Um, no, is it North Carolina? But yeah, even people out there, it's weird how, like, when that tornado came through and hit Mayfield, and it hit a couple of other towns, and we were fine here, but at the same time it was such devastation in our area that it affected us, in a way, in some way. We either knew somebody there or family there, or it affected our area. So even if it's not your town, it's your area, it's still devastating. More and more devastating things happening these days. End of times are bringing more. Yep. Must have our hearts right with God. Absolutely. Trees were down everywhere here. A town close to us was without power for 2 days. We didn't expect it to be this bad. Yep. Yeah, I think in that area, they don't expect to have anything like that ever, so they weren't prepared because they've never had nothing like that, so they didn't know, you know, terrible. We live in on North Carolina border. Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know that, Red. For some reason, I don't know why. I didn't know that. Some reason I was thinking you lived way further up. I don't know. Um, hey, Ben's over acres. And if I missed anybody, I'm sorry. I don't see anybody I missed. Ben's over acres. Hello. So let's see what else. So they're not on here, but I'm still in need of some addresses of members. So I'm waiting for them to come on. I need Susan at Urban Bucket in case they watch later. I still need addresses for members to send out newsletters. I need Susan at Urban Bucket, Lisa Carroll, and Pam's Place Backyard. So I'm going to go ahead and mention those, even though they're not on here. Maybe they will watch later, and I need their addresses. I'm fixing to send out newsletters. I've got them ready, and this time I've got a little gift that's going out with them. So I really want to get those addresses. Let's see. When town is non-functional, it yeah, messes up schools and jobs. Yes, yes. 10 to 15-minute drive to North Carolina. Okay, I just didn't realize that, Red. So and you said you had trees down everywhere and a town close is without power was without power. Got power back. Okay. Also, the roads being tore up everywhere is a big thing out there. Like, I just can't imagine. Like a lot of the roads are just tore up, and you can't get in or out, or that affects everybody there too. Even if it didn't hit you, if you can't get supplies in and out, and I'm sure people's done bought up all the supplies that was in the stores, and yeah. Anyway, it's terrible, and we'll keep praying. And if I get to, like I said, I do donate to Grindstone Ministry, but if I see another way that I can help, I definitely will. I just haven't found that thing yet. And I could just give more to Grindstone, but I already give to them, and I don't know. Maybe I'll give more to them. I don't know, but I definitely want to help in some way. So I am going on a mission trip. That's why we prep. Try to stay ahead of things. Yep. Yeah, it really made me think about my stuff. And I think Patty might have said this on Facebook too, also. Really made me think about, am I prepared? We've been preparing for several years, but you kind of get slack on a few things, maybe. I know I have. I know I have. I know there's things that I'm not stocked up on anymore because I've used that stuff and didn't restock certain things. And now I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I got to get restocked on that and that. It really makes you think. And especially a lot going on, like also even that, the hurricane and all the flooding and all that. Then there was a chemical fire at a chemical plant, a fire at a chemical plant somewhere close to Atlanta, I believe, and people had to, shelter in place and just all of that. There's just so much going on. It's crazy. Anyway, I can't imagine the horror as the water recedes. Can't imagine the destruction in bodies. Yes, 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 and human bodies. But also, I mean, that's the worst, human bodies. But then you also got animals and pets, and it's horrible. It's horrible. I can't imagine the horror and devastation. You know, can't imagine. I know that, and this is a different situation, but when I was talking about Mayfield, I know that they actually rescued a lot of animals. I don't know. I mean, there's probably not a lot of rescue in some of those places, rescuing the animals, but I know Mayfield, that tornado ripped through and tore everything up, and people were finding pets and posting them. They had a Facebook page set up for the tornado survivors or something, and they were posting pets. Found this dog wandering around Elm Street, and then people would see that and share it, and people were finding their pets that way, and that was a good thing. But I know there was a lot that didn't get found. Anyway, hey, Julie Cook and Templin Acres. Hi, Templin Acres. I haven't seen that one before. Um, anyway, I'm looking at my list. I have a list of things to talk about because sometimes I get on here. If I don't have a list, I just kind of go, what was I going to? So I was talking about my mushrooms. I dehydrated some mushrooms. From all this rain, we've had mushrooms popping out, and I got a bunch of Lee brought in a bunch of wood ear mushrooms, and I dehydrated those, And I had some still dehydrated from the last time we got some. I've got 2 or 3 jars of them where I just broke them in pieces. So this time I decided to powder some because they thicken up. They shrivel up real little, but then when you rehydrate them, they thicken up real big. And before I had just broke them in pieces, good size pieces, and not thinking about that. And then when I rehydrate them, I've used some of them, and as I've used them, I've realized they really puff back up to a big old piece. And I like them in soup, but they're so big when they rehydrate back up. So this time I was going to cut them up in little or chop, break them up in littler pieces, but I decided to try um, powdering them. And I didn't powder them real fine. I just powdered them down to just little tiny, but not fine powder. And I may do that too, but I just done little bitty, um, larger powdered, I guess you'd say, like coarse ground kind of. And so I was thinking I can put that in soups, and it'll be either little pieces or it might thicken it a little bit. So I might could use it as a thickener. So that's what I'm gonna try this time with it. And I also dried some. I didn't dehydrate them. I just had them in a one of those hanging things, hanging herb basket things. Yarrow. I done some yarrow. My friend Lana. I've got yarrow, but mine had died out, and I planted a new one, and it's not real big. And she had a bunch of it, so I got some from her. And so I've got that dehydrating. It's done. It's done. Not dehydrating, just hanging to dry. And I'm going to powder that. I keep powdered yarrow for stop bleed. Stopping bleeding. Anyway, let's see. Okay, don't know that one. Dryad saddles, we have those. Morel and puffball are the only ones I have successfully foraged. Um, you know, I, we had a few puffballs, but I haven't really done a lot with the puffballs. I only found them a couple of times. I love dryad saddles. I love dryad saddles. That's my favorite, probably. Besides chicken of the woods, I like chicken of the woods. I do morels, but we don't get a lot of morels on here on our property, and we hadn't gone anywhere else to get any. We just look on our property, so we've got the dryad saddles and the morels. We don't get a bunch of those. We get some chicken of the woods, not a lot, but some, and what else? Oyster mushrooms, and I've done some of those. And then once I learned about the jelly, it's the smaller ones are called jelly roll, um, amber jelly roll mushrooms are a little bit smaller. These wood ears, once I found them, man, they're huge. I mean, they get huge. And we have a dead, oh, I don't know what country it is. He's told me and I can't remember. Mm, I don't remember what country it is. But anyway, we have a dead tree that's about half dead, and it has really been just these wood ear mushrooms have just really come on it, and he'll get them all off, and then it won't be too long. Good rain, and they're back on there. So anyway, do you use a mortar and pestle? I have several mortar and pestles. I usually don't because I have a grinder. So I use an electric one. I just use it. But now Lee's more likely to use mortar and pestle just because he likes to do everything the old-fashioned way. He likes to do everything, all natural, old-fashioned way. I use my electric grinder. But if I didn't have electricity, we have probably 3 mortar and pestles, and he will use them just to be doing it the old way. Did you check out Brambleberry? I did not get to. I have been busy and just hadn't done that yet, but I'm going to. I need to make myself a note. I think I have a note somewhere where I wrote that down, but I'm going to write it down again. Write that down. Okay. All right. And let's see. Oh, I was fixing to talk about the mission trip. So, my daughter, my oldest daughter, her church is going on a mission trip, and she had invited me, and I'm going to go. And then I had told my church, so there's three of us from my church going with her church, and we're going out to Lynch, Kentucky, and that's out in eastern Kentucky, and they have a I guess Lynch, Kentucky, and they have like a mission there, and it's a group, and I can't remember the name of the group, but it's a group, and a um, they have like a shelter for women and children, and they have a nursing home that helps, I guess, low, I don't know how to say that, low income nursing home for lower income out there. They're kind of it's a very low income area because the coal mines shut down and all that, and they have nothing, out there. So anyway, it's a mission. People go out there. Lots of churches go out there on a mission trip and help out there. And so we're going. That's 2 weeks. We're going October 10th through the 13th, and help do a harvest festival, a little festival for the kids in that area at the shelter, women and children shelter, and I think it's the whole area. The whole area is, poor, and so there's a place called Solomon's Porch that we will stay at, and then we will go help with the community harvest festival. And so we will take a couple of games for them to do, and we're taking prizes, and we taking also they take up school supplies for the kids there to have like they do like a back to school supply thing, and so we're taking school supplies, and they also do a something called a adopt a stuffy. So we're taking a bunch of stuffed animals and donating them because they do like adopt a stuffy for the nursing home and the kids and all that. Anyway, yes, I was seeing this, but I was the Josh Skinner. Yes, I don't know how he's doing, but Lee had seen where his I guess ex-wife, or she said she was the mother of his two children, two boys, the mother of his two boys. She had posted about him, and Lee saw it and showed me, and then I posted it on the Heartland Homesteaders Facebook page. So that's all we know about it is what she posted, and then I reposted that on the Heartland Homesteaders Facebook page. Not heard anything else. Hey, Nancy and Linda. Hey, Linda Renner. Linda Renner is a member, and I don't think I said hi to Anne Marie. Did Anne Marie come in? Yep, Anne Marie. Hello, Anne Marie. Listening while I work. Yep. So anyway, so in Anne Marie, a lady that became a member and said she came over from your channel, and I don't know if you know her, but her name was Lisa Carroll, and she joined our channel, became a member on our channel, but I haven't seen her, and I never got an address from her. So I don't know if you actually know her, or she just, I don't know how, heard about, or she might have just been watching some of yours and saw my name go by or something. I don't know. But her name's Lisa Carroll, and I don't have her address to send her a newsletter. Newsletters are going out probably tomorrow because I've got a lot to do. I don't know if I can get it today. I've got them printed out, and they're going to have a gift in them this time. I really want to get these people a newsletter. Lisa Carroll, Pam's Place Backyard, and Susan Urban Bucket. I usually see Susan but I keep forgetting to ask her. So I wrote it down so maybe I'd remember. Um, Yay, she is one of my members. I will talk to her tomorrow. Okay, good, good, good. I need to get her address so I can send her newsletter. I send my members. I don't know how many I have, just 6 or 7 members, and I send them a newsletter at the first of each month. And this month I've got a little gift to put in there, and I want to make sure I get everybody. Let's see, who am I missing? Ridge Life. Hey, Ridge Life. Tim at Ridge Life. Let's see. We were talking about the devastation out there. I know Tim is out toward Tennessee, so he probably knows maybe some of those people or something. I don't know. I'm not sure how far out there Tim is, but I think he's more central Tennessee, maybe. I don't remember. Oh, we got lucky. West Tennessee. Okay, we're in Western Kentucky. So yeah, we got 6 inches of rain, but we needed rain, so we can't complain. But yeah, that's just devastating out there in eastern Tennessee and North Carolina. Taking a quick break from painting the floor of my solar shed and thought I would drop by. Well, thank you. I love those newsletters. Good. Well, this one's going to have a little gift in it, so I wanted to try to make sure I got everybody, and some of them I don't have their address. Anyway, moving along. Talked about my wood ear mushroom. I got a new book. I was going to tell about. I got this new book, and this is really good. The Herbalist Guide. It is by Mary Colvin. Whoop. This is really a good one. I've showed a lot of my herbal books, but this is a brand new one, and it's actually got a lot of good information. My washing machine's getting loud. I hope my washing machine ain't drowning me out. It's getting a little loud. I have a big heavy cover in there, and it's liable to start hollering at me. But anyway, this has got a lot of good information, and it's got lessons in it, like little lessons you can do. So it's very active exercise. It's got exercises for you to do as you're learning to do all that. So I really liked that about it. The Herbalist Guide, Mary Colvin. So that's a really good one. I like it because it's got kind of an interactive, lessons to learn and then do the exercise to go with it. Really a good one. Okay. I'm reading. Lucky West Virginia got hit bad too. West Virginia. Yeah, I saw some of that. There's a guy called Reed. What is his name? Mike Reed. Does a lot of foraging videos, so I like watching him. And he's in West Virginia, and but he's up high and didn't get hit too bad, but the area around him did. And he was showing some on his channel, showing some of the flooded area around him, but he was okay. So let's see. I'm not sure who Nancy's talking about. Are you talking about Skinner? Josh Skinner will be in your prayers. I think that's who you're talking about. I didn't know if I missed somebody. But yeah, Josh Skinner is got a brain injury from a fall. That's all we know. Was what I posted on Heartland Homesteaders Facebook. That's all we know. And I don't know if a lot of y'all I know have seen Josh Skinner on his channel is Skinner Farms, and he's been on a lot of people's lives and stuff. And he came to the Heartland Homestead Picnic 2 years in a row. I was just going to ask how he was doing. Yeah. I don't know anything else other than what I shared on Heartland Homesteaders Facebook. So it doesn't sound good, but Lee's brother had a wreck just over a year ago, and it was bad. It was really, really bad, and he had a brain injury, and he almost didn't make it. He almost died 2 or 3 times during that time while they were he had pneumonia, and he had, I forgot what they called it, but, they had to bring him back with the things. They had to shock him and bring him back or whatever they do a couple of times, and we just didn't think he was gonna make it, and then they finally got him down to, Atlanta, somewhere down around Atlanta, I think it is, where there's a rehab place. They finally got him well enough to get him down there at Shepherd Center or something like that, and they started working with him, and he is home now. He is home now. He came home right about a year. He was about a year from his car wreck. He came home, and he is doing really good, and he lost some space of time, so he gets confused on when things happened, but he's doing really good, and he knows what's going on, knows everybody, but he's losing spaces of time, like things that happen he thinks just happened, but it was a year ago. He lost that space of time in his brain, but it's a miracle how far he's come. Just a miracle. So there's hope. There's always hope, and God answers prayers. Yep. Hey, prepped for eternity. Good to hear about Lee's brother. Yep. Thank you. Yeah, he's doing great. He's doing great to have gone through what he went through is amazing. He's walking. I think he's walking with the. He was walking with a walker, but I think now he's just using a cane, and so it's a miracle. Amazing. Always hope with the Lord. Yep, that's right. That's right. So what else? I showed my book, the kittens. I was going to tell y'all what I did. Y'all see this? This? Y'all see that? I bought these kittens a toy from Walmart, and they have not touched it. I can't get them to touch it. They play with everything else in this house. They will play with the dust bunnies and have dust bunnies all over the place. They will play with a sock. If you drop your sock, they grab it, take off with it. They play with everything. If you put a box down on the floor, they will play with the box, but they will not play with this $20 toy I bought. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. I have tried everything to get them to play with that toy. I've put them on it. It's got a little ball. It's got a little ball that hangs off of it. I've spin the ball. I've put them on it. I've done everything to try to get them to play. I've moved it. I've moved it to different locations. No, they won't have it. I'm gonna try that. Rub some catnip on it. I have a catnip. I will try that because they do have. They have some little mice that have catnip in them, and every once in a while they'll play with them, and they'll once one of them bats it, then they're both after it for a little bit. And so they play with that a little bit. They have this thing that rolls, but all of that was cheap stuff. But they have this little thing that rolls that's got bells in it, and it's got feathers hanging off of it. But I think it's too loud. I think they don't like it because it's kind of loud. And if I roll it or one of them hits it, then they're kind of scared of it almost because it's loud. But I don't know. I don't know. They love boxes. That's what this came in a box. So when I got it out and put it together, and I put the box in the floor, and I put the thing up and was trying to get them to play with it, they were playing with the box. And I just laughed and I said, I should have just bought a box. I shouldn't have bought a toy. I should have just got a box and threw it in the floor. Maybe get a new box once a week and throw it in the floor. And it's crazy. Um, Hey, Leonard Mountain Homestead. Um, Great idea. I was thinking throw away the toy and give them the box. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. It's the craziest thing. And I have tried, I've had it for, I think I bought it Friday. I think I bought it Friday. So it's been here several days and they ain't touched it. I mean, won't touch it. I can't even make them touch it hardly. And I'm like, do they think that I don't know what they think. They think they play with anything else. So I'm thinking because I got it and put it together and put it in the floor and try I don't know. I thought, well, maybe they think that it's mine and they're not supposed to touch it. I don't know. Just like kids, they play with the box instead of the toys. Yep. Grandkids are all about the boxes. Yep. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm just like, why did I spend 20 bucks on that? Because they sure, I keep hoping one day they'll play with it and then they'll like it. But so I am going to try that. I'm going to put some catnip on it. And I also thought about maybe taking some, just some feathers and stapling some feathers or figure out how to, I don't know if I want to staple them because they pull the staples out and eat a staple or something. But however, I can fasten some feathers to it to make it more entertaining. I don't know. Hey, Julie Cook. Did I already say hi to Julie Cook? I don't know if I said hi to you, Julie. I might have. If I didn't, I'm sorry. Kids like boxes. Just ask Anastasia. Yep. Yeah. All my grandkids have always kids and grandkids. Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. I should have known that. But also, it's got the scratch pad. It's like a scratch pad part here, and on the post is scratch pads. And I thought maybe they would like that because they're trying to scratch on my door facings. And so I thought maybe they would scratch on that instead, but no. And I have a footstool. Whoop, I have a footstool right there, and they scratch on my footstool. About to tear it up. Okay, so let's see. I said I needed member addresses. Mission trip in 2 weeks. Ha ha. I believe that might be Susan. Susan, I need your address so that I can get you a newsletter out. I do not have your address. So please email me your address. And I still need you, Lisa Carroll, and Pam's Place Backyard. So email me your address, and my email is in the description of all of my videos. All of our videos and lives, the email should be in the description. So please, I'm fixing to send these out probably tomorrow. So as soon as you can, please email me your address. I know I had it before when I had members and I shut membership off and I'd done away with that list and I don't have that anymore that had all the member addresses. So I'm getting new ones. They'll probably use the scratch pad once you put the catnip on it. I'm going to try that. I was busy inhaling a couple of eggs. I couldn't read that right. Busy inhaling a couple of eggs. Yeah, it's getting close to lunchtime. I will have to, I have to, they're waiting on me for some work. There's some certain work I'm supposed to be doing, and somebody's actually waiting on me to get this work done. So I'm going to probably cut this off a little early because I have to go out also. I have to run to the store and take care of some business for somebody. And then I've got to come back and finish this work that somebody is waiting on. And I was trying to run out on my lunch so I could run out and get something done and eat and then get this work done for somebody that's actually waiting on it. So, so I don't know how long I'm going to stay on here. I came on a few minutes early so I could get done as quick as possible. I wanted to go over everything on my list. Higgs Rock Farm, a lot of y'all either know and have met or have seen them on other lives. Higgs Rock Farm, Holland and Lily. They're their dog passed. I talked about their dog last week. Um, he passed, and they already have a new one just like him, but it's a female. I think they were supposed to get it today, maybe. So they may already have her, and don't know what they're going to name her yet. But they lost their Rebel, and they had two. They had two of these. What are they called? Belgium Melanies, something like that. I can't say that correctly, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Belgium Melanies or something like that. They had two. They had a Sadie and a Rebel, and they lost Sadie because uh, a deer rammed her, and she was trying to protect Holland, and a deer rammed her, and wasn't too long after that she died, and now they've lost Rebel. His is pretty much, I guess, old age, but so they got a new little girl, and I believe they were getting her today. So excited about that. I'm excited to go meet her. And let's see. We talked about the flooding, the devastation out there, and it's just say a prayer for everybody out there that has been affected by this hurricane. And if you see an opportunity to help, please help. I know that Patty at Southern Blessed, she had posted on her Facebook a couple of ways to send money to help. And one of those ways is Grindstone Ministry. And that is kind of led by Bear Independent. And I know from personal experience that they do what they say they're doing. They go out and help, and you know, that's a good one. That's a good one just because I'm telling you, I know from personal experience they do go do what they say they're doing and help people all over. And they've been to our area and helped. So I know that's a good one. And I give to them monthly. So if you want to help and want to know that it's going to a good one, Grindstone Ministries is a good one. And she posted a couple others too. I think one of them was the Navy, something about the Navy. I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, I've heard several people mention them also, so I'm sure that's a good one too. But I know from personal experience that Grindstone Ministries is a good one. And there'll be others coming up. There'll be other things coming up that to donate to. But a lot of times the scammers are terrible. And a lot of times you're almost scared to give because you're afraid it's going to be a scammer trying to get money. So especially anymore, it's gotten worse and worse. And anymore, you don't know where your money's going. But I can say for sure that Grindstone Ministries is a good one. So let's see what else. I talked about the wood ear mushrooms that I dehydrated. Ryan Hall, y'all, sends help to these places too. Okay, that's a good one. I think he might be from that area. Isn't he from Eastern Kentucky or Eastern Tennessee? I can't remember. I might be wrong, but I was thinking that he's from maybe that area. Ryan is from Kentucky. Okay. Thank you, Smoky Mountain Blessed. They were out there in the midst of all of that. But I think they were in Gatlinburg maybe and didn't get hit too bad, but all around, I saw a couple of videos that they posted. He's from Eastern Tennessee. Yeah, I thought so, something like that. Now they said Kentucky, but anyway, out there, out that area. So anyway, so my book, I showed my book, and the kittens' toys. I've done everything. I've done everything on my list, y'all. I'm done. Okay, and so I apologize. Me and Lee could not go live Friday night. He was wore out. and it was raining. It was raining cats and dogs. That's when we got that 6 inches of rain. It was raining cats and dogs, and Lee had been to work almost every morning last week at either 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, and he was wore plumb out, and it was raining, and I was watching something. I was watching some videos or something, and the internet kept going on and off, and or the connection, whatever, kept going on and off. Something did, but that's when we were getting that 6 inches of rain, and anyway, so we didn't go live Friday night. We will try to this Friday. Okay. Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, Sevierville, Dan Ridge were spared. Our dam, which is right next to us, did its job. That's good. I saw some of y'all's video, a couple of videos y'all had posted, or um, let's see. Okay. Okay. All right. I think I got everything. I'm reading, making sure I read everything. So yeah, thank you, Susan. Um, that's like I said, it's hard to just you see all these places that'll want money, and we're gonna see them. You're gonna see all kinds of people and places wanting money, and it's great to help them. But anymore, there's so much scam. It's hard to know who to help. So just be sure you find a reliable Samaritan's Purse is also a good one. I know they stayed here. We had the devastation in Mayfield. Some of them just left, and that was like 3 years ago. And they rebuilt houses. I mean, they stayed. They had a whole group. One of the ladies, her husband works for Samaritan's Purse, and she was working for my newspaper, the newspaper I work at. She came and was working with us, helping us, because her husband was hired, uh, you know, worked for Samaritan's Purse, and they just left. I mean, they just left like 2 weeks ago to go to Texas and help out down there with something that had happened down there. I don't even remember um, down there. So they stayed here the whole time, rebuilding houses and stuff. And that was amazing to me that they stayed so long too. So Samaritan's Purse, and I know they're out there. I think their headquarters is even out there somewhere, maybe North Carolina. Um, so, any of those, Grindstone Ministries, Samaritan's Purse, I've seen several that are good. Are good. Uh, they're legitimate. The lack of government response is deplorable. Yes, it is. Absolutely. Yep. Here where I live, Europe, are also floundings. Floundings? Flound. Flat. I'm not sure I'm reading that right. I always drop links to Samaritan's Purse in my live stream chats through the chat bot because they are trustworthy. Yes, absolutely. And like I said, I know they stayed here for 3 years rebuilding houses in Mayfield, so they stick with the course too. And certain ones do certain things, like Grindstone Ministries. When they came into Mayfield, they done more. They brought big, heavy equipment. They brought big bulldozers or whatever they brought. They brought big, heavy equipment and came in and cleared for people to be able to rebuild. So certain ones come and do different things. So Samaritan's Purse was actually building houses, and they had. I forgot what they called them, ribbon cuttings or something, where they, brought these people back to their rebuilt house. And we had some of those in the newspaper, and some of them were on the news where they built somebody's house, and brought them back to home warming or house warming or whatever you call it. Samaritan's Purse is Western North Carolina. Yeah. It just breaks my heart, all the devastation, hurricane. Yeah. 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 It's just hard to watch. I mean, I've watched a lot of it. It's hard to watch. And it's just, I don't know. It's just terrible. Terrible. Sorry for my English. Flooding. Okay, sorry. Sorry. Now I can read it here where I live, Europe. We are also flooding. Okay. Hmm. It's all over. Like Patty said earlier, there's just seems like anymore there's just devastation everywhere. There's just the weather's getting worse. It seems like there's terrible weather events constantly all over the world, not just our country, all over the world, and just so much happening, so many crazy things happening. It just gets worse and worse, and it's just, I don't know, it's terrible. And but course, very first thing is to trust in the Lord. Very first thing is to trust in the Lord. But we also need to be prepared. The Lord gives us a brain and a to prepare for things. We trust in the Lord, but we still got to prepare. He I don't feel like the Lord expects people to just sit back and go, well, I'm all right. Lord's going to take care of me. Well, yeah, he will, but he also gives you a brain and maybe tools and ways to stock up a little bit and help yourself. Help yourself a little bit too, by stocking up on some things and being prepared for crazy things happening, because it's only going to get worse. I'm afraid we got something else coming in about a month that could be worse. We all know what I'm talking about, right? Okay, let's see. Let me read and then I'm gonna get off here. Oh, fingers are faster than the brain. You're good. Which man? Okay. The, Let me go back to where it was. All right. Now, saw flooding in Oman. Everything going on is biblical. I knew what you meant too. Blame it on autocorrect. I don't think my brain's up yet, leaving out words. Don't use autocorrect of Google Translate. He wants his people to be a prepared people. There's a lot of folks that didn't flood but are stuck and cut off from supplies. Yeah, we were talking about. I was talking about that earlier. Like a lot of people there maybe aren't flooded out, but can't get stuff. The roads destroyed, or I'm sure the grocery stores are empty. People still bought up anything they could. The grocery stores that didn't get flooded out are probably empty. Hmm. Thank you, Leonard Mountain Homestead. I watched y'all some. I hadn't got to watch a lot lately, but I'm going to get back over there. I think a couple of times we done a live at the same time, and didn't get to watch that. I watched a couple of videos here and there, but I'll get back over and check on y'all again. So I'm gonna get off here in a minute. Shoot, I lost my train of thought. I had something else. Somebody said something about something. Oh, talking about it being biblical. That's what it was. Somebody said, bends over acres. Barb said everything going on is biblical. So my Sunday school class, I love my Sunday school class. He really studies prophecy and on back to like Daniel and Ezekiel and all of that prophesied stuff, and he brings it current and shows that and current events I mean, it's just amazing to see how we are really falling in line with what they prophesy, the prophecy, the prophets. Things are happening now are falling right in line with the prophets, and it just gets like each Sunday that he shows something happening in the world, and and then goes back to that in the Bible. It's just amazing to me. It's just eye opening, and we're just getting closer and closer. Grammy Karen, hey Grammy Karen. They live out there in that area, but I think that Stivers, Zach, and Jen said that they were fine there, but there was areas around them that were without electricity or were flooded or whatever. So we're praying for all of that area out there. Sorry, I missed. Oh, there's a lot of difference between trusting God and just being lazy. God didn't mean for us to be lazy. Got to go. Got up late and need to make some phone calls. Okay, thanks for being here. I'm fixing to get off here anyway. My husband teaches it also at Bible study. Yeah. They are on their way to Newport with bottled water and canned food. Awesome. That's awesome. I know that they helped Patty at Southern Blessed find out about her daughter and how they were doing. So, yep, that's awesome. That's what, yeah, any way you can help, any way anybody can help, if you can figure out a way to help them, help that area. And if you can't do anything else, if you can give a little, $5 to one of those ministries that are helping, like Samaritan's Purse or Grindstone Ministry or whatever. And if nothing else, pray for them, that they'll get everything fixed quickly. I think they have a special load for Heather. Awesome. That's awesome. That blesses my heart. Oh, I'm going to cry. That blesses my heart. Bless them. Bless them. Bless them. That's awesome. All right. So I'm going to get off here because I got a lot to do and I still got work to do and I'm about to cry. So thank y'all for coming in, and hopefully we'll be on Friday night. We just couldn't this last Friday night, and we've missed a couple of Fridays, but we're going to try to be on this Friday night at 7 Central. So thank y'all for stopping in. I'm going to end this and get busy.